What's up, mamas? I'm Rebecca. You're watching the Reseller Mom Show. Thank you for joining me today for, I think this is episode number 3 of Drive Time with Rebecca. And if you've missed the other ones, I encourage you to go check them out. This is basically going to be just kind of an ongoing show or an ongoing series where it's just chit chat stuff. It's just maybe something to keep you company or something to spark an idea. It's not an end all be all tips video. It's not a screen share. It's not anything earth shattering. But it is just my thoughts on various reselling topics. And I would really love to use this as an opportunity to hear from you in the comments, get to know you guys a little bit more and what you think about things, because I do enjoy talking, of course. I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. I love hearing myself talk to myself in the car. But I do like to hear from you guys as well. I love the comments. I read and respond to them all. And I'm really thinking that this is a great opportunity for us to engage with each other and kind of build this reseller mom community even more, and making it a more rich and engaging experience. So definitely check out the comments, leave a comment, check them out below. So today's topic, it's not clickbait. I wish it was. It's legit. I have a sickness. I have a sickness and I need your help. And no, it's not an emergency. I'm not dying. And it's not a real medical condition that I know of, but it's probably a psycho-emotional one, a psychological one. My sister diagnosed me yesterday. With all of her years of being my sister, I think she's perfectly qualified to basically tell me that I have a sickness. And I don't know if it's a shared thing amongst entrepreneurs. I've seen a few people in the reseller YouTube and reseller Instagram community with like tendencies toward probably what I have, which is, it's not shiny thing syndrome. It's not like that, because I have the ability to be very focused when I'm doing something. So it's not that I get distracted very easily. It's that when something isn't going exactly how I want, or, you know, in the utopia, euphoria way that I want it to go, I get a little crazy. I get a little antsy. I get a little unsettled, and that makes me think that I need to make changes. And then I go into a mental tailspin of all the changes I'm gonna make and plans, and just diving headfirst into new plans, new changes, new directions, different products, different YouTube videos, changing my reselling business model. And I like get all in my head with it, and I'm writing stuff down and making notes and researching things. And then once I get it to a point where I'm like, okay, this is a thing, then I go and talk to my sister about it, because she's my unlucky, unwanting to be sounding board, because her brain does not operate like mine. So because she's my sister and I can just call her and tell her these things, she usually puts the kibosh on it. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes I don't listen. And so the sickness is that, because then I'm gonna get rambly. The sickness is that, like I said, I don't know if other entrepreneurs share it, or maybe it's just a me thing, or maybe it's a reseller thing, to where if something isn't going along, you get antsy, you get crazy, you think something's broken, you can't stay the course. And I think of it like, are you an oak tree or like a wibbly wobbly like willow tree or something like that? Like, I'm a strong person, but I wobble a lot. I do. I wobble, and I can't stay the course for some reason with my reselling business. I always want to make changes. I don't let anything last. I don't see it through. I mean, obviously I'm still a reseller, of course, but I've changed business models so many times. I've added closets. I've taken away closets. I'm doing this, secret side hustle to my side hustle. I, have reselling. Then I've added YouTube, then print on demand for Reseller Mom Show. And I go all over the place. And some of these things are valid and good and part of an overall business model. And so those aren't all bad things. But with reselling specifically, I'm spinning my wheels in such a way to where I think I'm being counterproductive because I'm changing things so often, and I'm constantly retooling, and I'm wasting time on plans and thoughts and research for new things instead of just digging in, diving deeper, committing fully to the plan that I've set out for myself. I mean, if you were here watching this channel in October and November, I was putting out live shows about my reseller goals and my 20-page master plan. When I say it out loud, I sound like such a complete and utter lunatic. But again, let me know in the comments below, like, is it just me? Is this just some weird thing that I do? Or do you have some semblance of it too? Is it a reseller thing? Is it I'm not where I want to be, so I feel like I need to, go to DEFCON 5 just to make changes to get to where I want to be? Like, what is the sickness so that I can manage myself? Because it's become a problem now. It's not only become a problem because my sister doesn't want to listen to me anymore about it. So that's number one problem. She's just going to basically like divorce me as her sister or emancipate me or just like screen my calls, which I'm pretty sure she does. And, I don't want to do that to you guys either, where I'm like, I'm doing this today and I'm doing that today and I'm, here's my master plan for this. And, I don't want to do that to you guys, because I will say one of the criticisms that I have of some YouTubers is that very thing, is today you told me you were doing this and I kind of got on board with you and I want to do that too because that makes sense. And then tomorrow you're telling me you're doing something else and you never told me what happened with the first thing. So I'm doing what I don't like about some other, people out there that I kind of, watch and consume content from. So that's why I'm really trying to nip this in the bud and understand it, put a bow around it so that I can manage and navigate through it. So what I'd like your help with, why I'm sharing this, because again, I share what's going on with me on the off chance that it has happened to you and you can help see me through it. You are going through it right now, we can figure it out together, or you may get to that point. And so at some point or another, we may never be in a similar situation, or we may. And that's why I put it out there, so that we can have some camaraderie as reselling moms going through the ebbs and flows of trying to navigate and build a reselling business. And so here's what I'd like help with. If you hear me on a YouTube video or an Instagram, get one of these crazy ideas, nip me in the bud and send me a comment, because honestly, I do read and respond to them all. And while I'm not, beholden to everything that someone may say to me in a comment, I'm a strong enough person with a thick enough skin to do my own thing. I think it would be good feedback for me to hear from perfectly good internet strangers out there that are part of my reselling community. Be like, listen, Rebecca, you're being a little crazy and that's a really silly idea and you should not waste your time doing it. You need to stick with what you've got, and stay the course. We want to see that. And I think that will give me some encouragement if you care about my overall well-being as a reseller and mental capacity. I would love it if you'd help me out with that. So help me stay on course. Also, leave a comment below and let me know what are some of the things that you may be struggling with that are like this, because I am really curious. I'm curious if it's just a sickness of one that I really do have a problem, or is it a shared commonality of people that are entrepreneurial to constantly have ideas and constantly want to work on those ideas? My sister said, she's like, just because an idea pops in your head doesn't mean that you need to go and do it. And it doesn't mean that you need to go and do it now. You need to just focus on what you're doing. And I'm like, but what happens to that idea? Like, where does it go? I don't want to let it die. Like, ideas are amazing and I love ideas. And I think that's the problem. I have ideas for closets. I have ideas for business models. I have ideas for, marketing strategies and all of these things. And I'm limited on time, of course. And that's why it's so difficult and so hard, because I am so limited on time. I'm always trying to find that thing that's gonna propel me and rocket me out of my mediocrity, and get me to that next level, when really probably doing all of that is distracting me and taking me away from it. And if I had just stayed the course and kept going, instead of coming up with new ideas, just do more listings. Or instead of coming up with a new marketing strategy, just do more photos and just build what I have, instead of putting caps on things and managing it and then coming up with all these other ideas. So I do want to wrap it up. I would love to know if this is a sickness that you also share. What you've done about it, what you're doing about it, what you'd like to do about it, what you think I should do about it. And in future videos and in future content, you see me going off course, reel me back in. I mean, there are some things that are gonna, and that's kind of how I want to end it. I want to keep doing better and better at reselling. I want to see if volume, higher amounts of listings will get me where I want to go. Instead of doing different, I think I should do more. More of the same instead of more and different. And so I think that's, when I set up my 2020 goals, I said this year was all about execute and this year was all about profit. And it is. I'm executing a lot of stuff and I am profitable, and I hit monetarily my profit goals for January. And so I'm moving in the right direction with that. But along with that, I also have gotten fiddle-sticked up with other cockamamie ideas. And that's where I need to rein it in and focus on doing more of the same and seeing where that gets me. I mean, I haven't ever really put up 20 listings a day by myself consistently. That's something that you would think if you go from 10 listings to 20 listings, potentially you could double. So why don't I just do that? Why do I think I need to do some other business model or some other marketing thing or some other whatever, when I can just double my business with the time that I have? So I think that's what I need to do. I'm curious to hear what you have to say about it. I'm almost arriving at my destination. And that was a good, little drive time with Rebecca. So I hope that you like these videos. Please go ahead and actually like it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of all of this. And if you have not subscribed, I promise I don't do all of these crazy rambling videos all the time. I actually have other important, helpful things. So subscribe to find out more about those. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.